like to do a song off my latest CD, which is called A Bright Horizon Line. I wrote this song several years ago. I used to have a friend that played electric guitar and mandolin with me. We met in college. We were both bass players in our college jazz ensemble, and we became fast friends and remained friends until he passed away 8 years ago. My friend Jeffrey Mikulski. Jeffrey was born with spinal muscular atrophy, and he spent his entire life pretty much in a wheelchair. But he had a very independent life. He had his own apartment, he had his own van that he drove. He was able to live by himself. He had lifts to get on, up and down, out of bed, and in and out of the bath, and all that stuff. And so at different points in our life, we decided to take different directions with our music career. Both of us hung up our basses, and I started writing songs, and he got into composition work, writing music for small theaters in Buffalo and small movie projects. And when he got wind that I was writing songs, he invited me over to his apartment because he had a home studio, and we started recording my music there. And at one point, he told me he had started playing mandolin and picked up guitar again, and we decided to start playing together. So we started playing at little coffee shops for tips around Buffalo, and we did that for about a year. It was like 2000, 2001, somewhere around there. And we did that for about a year, and one of us got the brilliant idea to get out a map to see how far we could travel in a day's time. So we started playing in Rochester, New York, and Erie, Pennsylvania, and Corning, New York, and before we knew it, we were in Cleveland and Indiana and Kentucky, and then all over the Northeast and New England states. We were traveling all over the place in his van. And back when we started doing this, it was long before you had something called Google Maps on a phone or a Garmin mounted to your windshield, so we'd have to print out step-by-step directions, and quite often we'd miss a step.
And land in a new place.
Yeah, and so if you miss a step, you know how easy it is to get lost and how hard it is to figure out how the hell to get back where you're going. One time we were going to a gig in Erie, PA, and we got really lost, and we were going to be very late for the gig, and I'm Mr. Punctual. I'm the type of guy that shows up 15 minutes early for work, while my coworkers show up 15 minutes late. And so we were going to be late, and we were at a stoplight. Jeff was driving his van, and we were complaining. I was complaining about the fact we were going to be late, and Jeff had this incredible knack for sarcastic humor. He turned to me and said, "Would you shut up? We're hopelessly lost, but we're making good time." So I asked him if it would be okay to use that in the song, and so I wrote this song called "Making Good Time," and I'm glad we had the opportunity to play it before he started to succumb to his. He actually, he was told when his parents were told when he was born he was going to live to 20 years old, tops. He was 56 when he passed away.
Wow.
So I think that being a musician had a lot to do with the longevity of his life. Mm-hmm. So God rest your soul, Mr. Jeff Mikulski, my brother. Songs for you.
We've seen him a lot of times, actually. We lived also off Hurdle Avenue, right? He always played on Hurdle Avenue on those cafes.
Yeah.
One of these days, I'm gonna step off this highway and stop running from my trouble. One of these days, I'm gonna find me a straight job, and there'll be no more trouble. Cause I keep walking down the line that keeps me in between the earthly and divine. I never calculate the cost